Welcome back to Say No More Media. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and click that hype button and the notification bell. Today, we're going to rank Colorado's opponents 1 through 12. Pretty simple. Appreciate y'all being here on this Friday night on this Super Bowl weekend. You feel me? It's a lot going on in the Bay. If you have been to the Bay, if you're from the Bay, you already know we is lit. And tonight, this weekend, Beast Mode got a couple parties, Fabby got a couple parties going on. Frisco's lit as always. Appreciate y'all being here on this Friday evening. Without further ado, I'm gonna get straight to it. So, as we know, right? Let me make sure I fix the screen real quick. Boom. All right, so pretty simple here today, right? We're going over right now. This is based on a Sports Illustrated article, but I'm going to tap in as well. You already know. Let's see what's going on there. The easiest opponent right now is Weber State. Is the only FCS opponent on the schedule, and the article calls it the most straightforward matchup. It's also Colorado's home opener at Folsom Field, which further supports the idea that this should be the softest game on the slate. This is very, very important for me personally because 3 of the 4 games, this needs to be one of those games that we put straight belt. You feel me? Like, I'm talking about complete belt on Weber State to where it is not even, it needs to be one of those college defining games where it's like one of those games where it's literally 72-3. Oh, I want to shut out 72-0 on Weber State. Like, those, if we're going to be ranked top 25, this year, these are the type of games that the panel who are, ranked opponents, they expect us to put extreme amount of belt on Weber State, especially being at home. Weber State is the only FCS opponent on the schedule, and the article calls it the most straightforward matchup. We should put belt on Weber State. It's not even really a football school like that last time I checked. It's really a hoop school. So we're going to start there, right? So if you're just tuning in here, right, this is we're ranking these videos the strength of schedule, right? So this is the toughest opponent based on Sports Illustrated, and I ain't gonna lie, I agree with this. I agree with them as far as like the strength of schedule, right? So UCF, this is our second. This is gonna be our easiest Big 12 game on paper, right? The article labels UCF as Colorado's most manageable conference matchup, pointing to the Knights coming off a losing season, 5-7 in 2025, and nothing Colorado beat them on the road in 2024. Oh yeah, no, we did beat UCF for sure. It is also senior night in Boulder, which adds another reason the author views it as favorable. Look, these opponents right here, it has to be extreme belt. So what the article is basically saying is that UCF is our second easiest schedule on a very, very, very packed schedule in 2026. As we know, they're not going to make it easy for Colorado, bro. Never expected them to, right? What they're basically telling us is that these are the games, these 2 games, Weber State and UCF should be W's, but not only W's, it should be domination on paper. It should be BTA. It should be big belt. You feel me? All right, going to keep it moving here. Oklahoma State. And I ain't going to hold you, bro. We finished second to dead last behind Oklahoma State in the Big 12 in 2025. We put belt on them in 2024 for all our seniors. It was really a stat game, bro. Another team who completely, I think they might have had more people go out in the transfer portal than we actually did, right? They did rebuild, but at the same time, about these, and it sucks to say, but Colorado and Oklahoma State will be the battle of the 2 weakest teams from last year. It's the truth, right? So we got to make a statement game as well. It's an away game. We go to Oklahoma State. It should be big belt. Even though it's a road game, Oklahoma State is near the bottom of the difficulty list because the Cowboys are coming off a 1-11 season and went winless in Big 12 play. It also notes their coaching change, Eric Morris, and a huge portal influx, which is why the author calls it tricky to rank. There's volatility here. We're right. Hey, listen, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but we're right here as far as we were right. It was Oklahoma State and then us in the Big 12. You feel me? So when articles are when they're talking about a huge portal influx, that's us as well. Shipped off the whole defense. We're completely rebuilding the same way as Oklahoma State. The way we stand out from Oklahoma State is we got to put belt domination. It has to be one of those games where our third strings are in the game in the fourth quarter. You feel me? That's the type of statement game we have to make against Oklahoma State. Moving right along. If you're in here, I appreciate it. Let me know where you're coming from. Motivated. Tough schedule. Only see 4 wins, maybe 5, but you have to remember CU has talent. Just don't know if it sticks. Now, I agree with you, Motivated, bro. Glad you're here. Very true. And that's why, on this channel, I'm always keep it real. It's the same thing. It's not the same thing as Oklahoma State, but we blinked last season and we were 3-9 and 1-8, bro. And we looked what happened. This season, we're relying on the transfer portal. What happens with that? That means the class has to work. So you said, let me see. You said 4 wins, maybe 5, above 500. But yeah, that's a great point that you said, because right now the schedule is how it is, and we got to beat the teams we're supposed to beat. We got to dominate the teams we're supposed to beat. I'm always going to keep it real on my channel. Like all these guys in the portal, that's why there's so much pressure on this year's team, because of what the standard was set in 2024, 9-4. We seen the pieces to the puzzle that we needed, not only offensively, but defensively. So yeah, I'm not gonna fluff anything here. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. That's why, like, seeing our strength of schedule, hey, we ain't even got to the real nitty gritty yet, bro. Right? So boom, Kansas State, they beat us. We were on the road last season, but they beat us last season, right? So spooky season matchup that will not be easy, right? Got to keep it all the way real. So Kansas State, October 31st, Halloween. That's why they call it spooky season, right? Kansas State is presented as a team that entered 2025 with expectations, but landed at 6-6. Hey, I would have took 6-6 any day. And honestly, we lost to Kansas State. Fourth quarter, we were like right there. We made our runs, but we didn't have Jordan Seaton. We had a couple people who shut it down on us. Let's keep it real. We weren't playing with a full squad. But at the end of the day, they still went 6-6. And the article suggests this Halloween game in Boulder won't be simple, because this is a rivalry game as well. Kansas State has always been a rivalry game, bro, within the Big 12. The implications is that K-State is capable, even if last season didn't match the hype. Well, last season didn't match the hype for us as well. That's why you pair that with we're for sure getting the team's best. I don't care what anybody says. When you circle Colorado, bro, you're going to get the team's best, the coach's best, the best schemes, the best matchups, because we present ourselves to warrant that. So all we got to do is back it up. It sounds easy, but all we got to do is back it up. And Kansas State is ranked, let me see. That's the 4th toughest matchup. We're only on number 4, y'all. We're only on the 4th toughest matchup of 2026. That's why I keep emphasizing on Say No More that I am not going to get caught up in the hype. I'm going to keep it all the way real, and I'm not having no surprises like last season, and I'm not taking no excuses neither. It's either we give belt or we get it, and college football has already laid out the roadmap for us to get belt. Our first 3 or 4 games on the road, we play 11 Power 4 conferences, one of like 6 or 7 teams who got that schedule. We got one of the toughest schedules in college football, period, bruh. You feel me? Period. Baylor, number 5, away game. It's a bounce back spot for the Bears, right? Appreciate everybody being in here as well. We go to Baylor, but this is only our 5th toughest matchup. Only the 5th, right? So boom. Baylor is slotted mid-late in the easier side, with the article noting a 5-7 finish in 2025 and a motivation to rebound when hosting Coach Prime in Colorado. Is not framed as a gimme, but not one of the true heavyweights either. But if they win 5-7 and we win 3-9, you got to think a good motivator is going to tell Baylor they can beat us, right? And then they're going to tell us, Hey, if you here for it tonight, I'm gonna give it to you. Pause. When you have a team that was 3-9 and 1-8 the previous season, and they completely rebuilt through the FCS level and a couple of Power 4 conferences, it's not hard to motivate your team to get up for us. We got to keep it real on this channel, bro. Baylor's going to believe they have a real chance of beating us unless we come out early and put belt. I'm talking about extreme belt on our first 4 opponents, right? So, no, everybody before Baylor. So Baylor went 5-7. That was a better record than us last year. I got to keep it real. So striking fear in them is going to come from the Georgia Tech, the Northwesterns, the Weber State. That's how we strike fear in Baylor, right? And I want to say Draylon Miller went to Baylor, right? He signed with Baylor. So we got to put belt on Draylon. Love you, boy. But you got to get this big leather belt in 2026. Now, number 6, and I ain't going to lie. I'm a part of this. I'm a part of the Northwestern and Weber State easy money, right? Wrong. Northwestern. So we play them September 19th, Big 10/Big 12 non-conference challenge, right? What up, Real Gospel? Appreciate you being in here. Yeah, as always, bro. Got to keep it real because what I experienced last season, it caught me by surprise. Ain't no more surprises, bro. Not on this channel. We got to keep it all the way a bean, right? So Big 10 meets the Big 12 in a non-conference challenge. So when I look at Weber State and Northwestern, I'm like, oh, big belt. Negative. High negative. Northwestern sits in the middle because it's a cross-conference roll game against a team that went 7-6 in 2025. The article frames it as a legitimate non-conference test without calling one of the schedule's big mountains. Bruh, Northwestern went 7-6, rebuilt in the transfer portal just like we did. So on my channel, it's important that I always emphasize we're not the only team that struck gold in the portal. There's teams with a bigger collective, bigger bag to play with. So we got to be realistic. Coming off a 3-9 and 1-8 season, last season I would have blindly looked at the schedule and said, "Oh, Northwestern, Weber State, Bell." Now I'm like, you know what? Let me look. Oh, the Big 10. First of all, they're coming over from the Big 10, and we got to go to them, right? Coming off a 7-6 season, good. That means good coaching, above 500. It's not. It's moral of the story is it's not going to be as easy. And this is only our 6th. We're only on number 6 on toughest opponent so far. You staying with me now, right? Appreciate everybody being in here. I know it's a Friday night. I know it's Super Bowl weekend. I ain't going to hold everybody for too long. I know it's lit, especially I'm in the Bay. So I'm out here in Frisco and Oakland where the Super Bowl is. So I'm not trying to hold you because I'm trying to get outside and do my thing as well. But this is very important. If you can hit the thumbs up, I appreciate it. If you can hit the hype button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I'm going to keep it moving. Cincinnati, we played them 2 seasons ago, right? You know how the Big 12 is. You don't play the same schedule every year. We understand that, right? We understand the Big 12 isn't every year, right? Yeah. Appreciate it, bro, for sure. You from the Bay too, bro? Let me know. Cincinnati, November 21st away game, right? Strong start. Cincinnati had a strong start last season. Then it looks like they faded away, right? So Cincinnati is ranked tougher than the mid-tier opponents because the Bearcats went 7-6 and started 7-1 before cooling off late. So depending on how their portal went, depending on who they got in the portal, they could have got better. Again, we're facing teams that had a better record than us. So if you play college sports, if you play football, you understand it's striking the fear in the opponents is going to have to come with putting belt early. Because right now on paper, they're looking like it also mentions they lost Brandon Sorsby to Texas Tech. Understandable, which is part of the context of how the author evaluates heading into 2026. So we're only on number 7 of our toughest opponent heading into 2026, right? Boom. Got to switch over to the next article. Looks like it's this one, if I'm not mistaken. Exactly. Houston put leather belt fought a mule on us last season, bruh. Houston, bruh. We went to Houston last season. We had a lot of players that were from Texas. Didn't work out for us. This number, all right, so stay with me now, right? Ocho Cinco boys. This is where the schedule turns difficult. From here, the article says the slate gets real, highlighting Houston's 10-3 season in 2025 and the fact they beat Colorado convincingly. I watched that game. Caden Salter didn't even get in the game. We had just made the change over to Ryan Staub. He went crazy against, what was that, Wyoming or North Dakota State. 2 interceptions against Houston. Couldn't do nothing until late in the game. I don't even know if their starters were still in there. It was tough. Houston moved the ball on us with ease. The matchup is in Boulder, and the piece frames it as a revenge opportunity for the Buffs. I like this because I feel like every team that put belt on us in 2026 should be an opportunity for us to make it right, but it's not going to be easy. We're only on our 8th toughest schedule game for 2026. So we're going to keep it real here. We're not going to send out any fantasy expectations. We're not going to say undefeated. We're going to stay solid. We're going to want an undefeated season, but we're going to know here it ain't going to be no surprises in 2026, bro. I don't care. I don't like to lose, and I don't like my team losing. I ain't buttered. I don't rock like that, bro. So I want to know what the strength of schedule is. Who are we facing? And what are the experts saying? Us as fans can get a little delusional sometimes, bro. We could just be like, we could just blindly look at the schedule and be like, oh, we good. But nah, are we really looking at this team? Or are we really just gonna be cool with another losing season? I ain't with all that, bro. Straight up and down, all the way around. Which takes me to the most important game of 2026, bro. Straight up, Georgia Tech. They came to Boulder last season. Haynes King went bananas on us. But there ain't no Haynes King this season, so I feel a little bit at ease. They got Fernando Mendoza's little brother. Not very proven. Defensively, they're very sound. They held us to, 21 points last season? So defensively, Georgia Tech is very sound, and they have a new defensive coordinator who likes to bring extreme amount of pressure. So with this game, it's going to be Brennan Marion, the new offensive coordinator, versus Georgia Tech's new defensive coordinator. Brennan Marion, who has the go-go offense, a lot of misdirection, a lot of pace, different personnel packages, versus a defensive coordinator in Georgia Tech who likes to bring pressure. And what do we have? A true freshman quarterback. Now, Julian didn't turn the ball over last season. He didn't. But go look who their new – I did a live video. I scouted Georgia Tech already. Go back and look on my lives. Georgia Tech's new defensive coordinator, I don't know his name off the head, but he likes to dial it up. He's gonna try to make Julian Lewis beat us through the air. So we gotta run for 180 to 200 yards on Georgia Tech. Facts. You feel me? Robinson, what's good, bro? Marcus Robinson, what's the word, brother? What's good? The season opener is described as a road test. We're going to Atlanta where Coach Prime played for the Falcons. Julian Lewis play at Carrington. I'm pretty sure we got more players on our team that are from the ATL, right? Georgia Tech beat Colorado 27-20 and 25. Now, we had 3 turnovers on Georgia Tech, and we couldn't score. We couldn't capitalize on those turnovers, right? But out with Pat Shurmur, out with Brett Bartolone, in Brennan Marion in a go-go offense that I have full faith in. I ain't going to hold you. The offensive coordinator versus Brennan Marion versus the defensive coordinator in Georgia Tech is going to be, we got to put belt on Georgia Tech, but they are one of the 3 toughest teams we're going to face, and we get them week 1. So now you see how they doing this, bro. They front loading our schedule with some tough opponents, and they trying to take Colorado fans' confidence all the way to, because think about it, bro. We got this offseason. I'm going to keep it real with y'all for a minute. We're going to keep real right now. Get them thumbs up real quick, because hit the like button real quick, bro. Hype this video, because I'm going to get real for a second. What better way to end the offseason full of transfer portal? We're reloaded. We got rid of everybody to send this to Georgia Tech. who, mind you, got the running back from Michigan. They did lose Haynes King, the ACC Player of the Year. But based on strength of schedule, they're our third toughest opponent we're playing, bro. We're not opening the season with a North Dakota State. We're not opening the season with a Wyoming, bro. We're opening the season at Georgia Tech. And this is their season home opener, too. You don't think they trying to put belt on Colorado after they beat us last year? This is, to me, the most important game of the season, bro. We got to come out and not only beat Georgia Tech, we got to put belt on Georgia Tech, bro. Top 25 ranked team last season, bro. It's not aligned for us to succeed in 2026. If you ain't paying attention, you going to get slow. You got to do it moving because slow people get left, bro. They starting us off with Georgia Tech on the road at Georgia Tech, bro. We got to hope the refs is good. We got to hope the refs ain't on BS. For real, bro. This is all things you got to keep into consideration. So, it's very important that we come out there and do our dance. We got to send a message first game. Right on, Box Game 22. Facts, brother. We really do. And this is back to that TCU. This is back to the TCU game. Completely revamped. This is all over again. Cycles repeat themselves. This is like Coach Prime bringing his Louis luggage all over again, bro. Now, how are we going to respond? How are we going to go out to a hostile environment like we did against TCU without a Travis Hunter, without a Shador, where we're banking on all of our transfer portals to hit? They got to hit. First game, this got to work. But who we got, bro? I think we're going to be good. Now, I'm not saying we're going to spank Georgia Tech because they're a very good coach team, and they brought the difference between Georgia Tech and us. They brought back a lot of their starters last season. And peep this, the players who Georgia Tech did leave went to SEC powerhouses. They didn't send kids lower to sign with power to FCS schools. The players that they left signed with Georgia, Florida, Alabama. Georgia Tech got some dogs over there, Brody. Lost O-line coach and OC. Yep, lost Haynes Kings for sure. They did good they did good as well. So I just want us to keep it real. We're on our third toughest opponent for the season, right? Now, if you are a Colorado fan, you were here for this game where Utah came and put the leather belt on us in Boulder, right? So October 17th, home game. Big 12 standard bear with coaching shift. So Utah is treated as one of the Big 12's most consistent top teams. Coming off an 11-2 season in 2025. Major coaching change, Morgan Scalley taking over after Kyle Whittingham left for Michigan. They coaches left for Michigan, but still keeps Utah near the top tier difficulty. Utah beat us 52-17 last year. I flipped my table last season. Cap. And threw the controller against the wall. Not going to hold you. John Jacobs, for sure. What's good, brother? Appreciate you being in here. Are you talking about Utah? Are you talking about Utah's probably a loss? 6-6 winning the bowl game will be a good season. Above 500, for sure. I want to compete for the Big 12 title, but I want to keep it real. We got belt by Utah last season. So we get the opportunity to return the favor at home. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I do feel we have the team that's hungry. And I feel like the team, these incoming transfers are saying, y'all got me messed up. We're not the same as last season's team. And the sucky part about it, and y'all can feel me on this, we won't know until Georgia Tech. So everybody can still pop it. Everybody can still say what they're going to say because until Georgia Tech, until the season starts, we are what we were last season. That's a fact. That's it. And Utah, if you seen them turn it up last season, bro, hey, I feel like this is a good, you know what? I'm glad we said that real quick. This might be a good opportunity to go back and look at my reaction to the Utah game. Because I was hot. Let me see. Give me 1 second, bro. I'm about to throw something up on the screen real quick. Because I know y'all probably tired of me bumping my gums anyways, bro. Let me throw something on here, bro. That was Arizona. There it is. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go, right there. All right. So I want to show you guys something real quick. How this looking on here? All right, bet. Looking like we good. Appreciate y'all being in here too. So this was the Utah. This is how we did against Utah last season, right? How does that look on the screen? Okay, look cool. All right. Caden Salter was 9 of 22, 37 yards and an interception, bro. Ryan Staub was 4 of 8 for 65 yards, bro. We nothing on the rushing. 8 carries for 44 yards, bruh. Belt receiving. Omarion Miller, 3 catches for 59 yards. Sincere Brown, we got dominated against Utah, bro, at home last season, right? Let's go over some of the highlights real quick. Let's do a reaction to my own video for 2026. Utah, 53, Colorado, I thought we had 17. Never mind. 53-7, bruh. So this is who we facing again in 2026.
But let's just get to this game, man. Let's just talk about it. Right out of the gate, the freshman quarterback, number 15, we scouted this. We understood this. They did exactly what they did. Nothing different. They executed down the field, and this was the route started. It's 7-0 right now. I'm like, okay, 7-0, no big deal. But what was alarming was how easy he made this look. Like our defensive line, we got all these Hall of Fame coaches, man, these gold jackets, everything we talking about. This don't make no sense. This is unacceptable. Ben, 28, you still chasing up the field. You got to make those open field tackles. You got to be able to step in, and you got to be able to.
This was a freshman quarterback, by the way. That was a freshman quarterback, bro. If we can't run the ball with this OC, we need to fire the O-line coach and bring in big-time O-line coaches for big programs. Right, yeah. I feel like right now we're all learning a brand new offense with Brendan Marion. But I agree. We got Gunner here for another season. I miss Phil Loadhart. I feel like he held a lot of the offensive linemen accountable. We lose Jordan Seaton. You feel me? Robbie J, what's good, brother? But I just want us to keep it real on this channel and understand who we're facing. We're facing a Utah team who beat us 53-7, and they got better in the portal like we did. So I don't want it to just be like, yeah, what? We about to put belt on Utah. Hold on. Let's look at the film. I know we got new players, but they did too. And I'm not trying to just have unrealistic expectations, bro. I pride myself on studying film and keeping it real. That was a hot knife through butter, and that was a freshman quarterback last season. And I want to say he's coming back to Utah, and he did his dance.
Worked on tackling all week, right? That's what we did. We worked on tackling all week. Like, come on, man. We got to be gap sound. We got to learn how to read the pulling guard. All of these things are just like, you don't need a gold jacket. You don't need an ex-NFL experience. You don't need any of that. At some point, this is just, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They exploited CU's weaknesses, which is at the linebacker and our safeties being able to come up and tackle. And our defensive line. I mean, look how far. Look, they're just taking them exactly where they want them to go.
I want y'all to just look at, and I know this ain't, I know, what up, Robbie J, bro? What is good? I know this isn't this season, but 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5 down front, right? What does a 5-man front leave? What does a 5-man front leave, bro? A bunch of DBs and linebackers on the field. What we got to change in 2026, we need to be able to rock with 3 down linemen, 4 at the most, that's going to dominate at the line of scrimmage. So I'm looking at what Utah is, massive on the O-line, bro. Defense just have to be competent next year. Absolutely. I agree. For sure. And I agree. So let's
and it was just too easy. I mean, we got to have a little bit more dog in this fight. That should be a pick. I mean, come on, 29. That needs to be a pick right there. But the freshman quarterback, you had him out here looking like young Cam Ward yesterday. I mean, we already knew that freshman.
Bro. Keep it real, brother. If the O-line and D-line are not on point, it's going to be a long season. I hope we get it right next year. Facts, Robbie, bro. That's where the Big 12 champions are made or broken on the offensive line and defensive line. Now, offensive line, again, I like what I seen who we brought in the portal? Yeah. Do they look good on paper? Yeah. But Coach Prime was just in San Francisco, bro. He was just on the Rich Eisen show. He was just on ESPN First Take today. Go back and watch the video talking about we're gonna have the same teams dominating in college football if we can't regulate the NIL money, because let's keep it real. The people who have the most, well, Indiana just kind of shut that system down a little bit, but at the same time, wins and losses are proven on the offensive line, defense line. And I love Edgar Christensen, Dylan Manuel, our big guy from Baylor. I love Lamont Lester Jr., Balsamo Kamara, Santana Hopper. I love what we did on the D line. We're going the Indiana approach. We're going with some older guys, FCS production. But a lot of these teams, we're only on the second toughest opponent. They got better too.
You letting them roll out. Where's the pressure? Look, come on. Where's the pressure? Come on, Sean Livingston. What are we dialing up here? Send blitzes on a freshman quarterback. Why are we dropping back, sending 4 or 5? We should be sending 7 like they did on us. Put pressure on him. Make him make decisions. Come on, man. This ain't rocket science at this point. He had time to sit back there, analyze the defense, rolls out. And what he did on the ground, to Colorado was that was the difference maker in the game. Their offense.
We had a hard time stopping the run last year. So, trust me, the new linebacker coach will have the D-line linebacker correct. Say no more in box game. I love to hear that, bro. Zulu 3406. We need to hire NDSU defensive line coach. Wide open on the defensive line coach. I couldn't agree with you more. We need some nastiness. Y'all remember Damian Lewis, right? He went over to Miami and had them boys turn. Go back and watch Reach the People, Well Off. Damian Lewis used to be in his defensive line's grill because that's how he played. A lot of them, I ain't going to hold you, bro. If you guys play sports before too, you guys can relate. Sometimes you're a reflection of who your position coach is too. I ain't going to lie. That mentality that you have, bro, the way you approach the game. You feel me? If we can hit the thumbs up too, I really appreciate it, and hype this video up as well. It's free, bro. It'll help me get down the algorithm, and it'll keep our Colorado chat because we do have the most lit chat in Colorado football. I'm going to stand on that, bro. I'm going to stand on that business. The coaches have to put the best groups of players together. No favoritism. Play the best player, period. That was my thing last year, Robbie J. We all looked and said, why is he even out there, and who made that decision? Because Coach Prime used to come to his position coach and say, hey, dog, give me the guys you trust that right now you know they gonna do. And we put them out there and they got built. And we have players that were on the sideline last year that probably could have made a difference, but they weren't on the field. So evaluation of the depth chart has to be solidified 3 weeks before Georgia Tech. We got to know who our ones is, who our twos is, and it can't even be close because of what they're doing on the field, the study room, how much film they're studying, the concept. Do they understand the go-go offense? Do they understand Sean Livingston's 4-2-5 system? All that has to play a part. That's a great point, Robbie, for sure. Indiana wasn't truly NIL. Most of those guys came over from SIG, from JMU, continue Moreso, the money spent is Oregon. Yeah, right on, Sauce Capo ENT. Appreciate you being in here, bro. That's a great point. Yep, the average player on Indiana was like 24 to 26 years old. That's like varsity playing JV. Who gonna win? I don't care if you get the top 8th graders that you know how they be doing these rankings. I don't care if you get the top ranked 8th graders all over America. You put them against a bunch of seniors in high school, the physicality alone, they gonna dominate them, and that's what college football has turned into. It's a physicality game, and hungry guys who should be first, second year players in the NFL who are going against, I don't care what your rating is, 4-star, 5-year. If you 17 and 8-year-old on an offensive line or defensive line going against a 25-year-old, man, belt. Bring the belt out. Facts, for sure. So, all right, I'm not going to spend too much time more on here. So, Utah is our second toughest ranked opponent, right? Arizona State. Which brings me here. Did I do a video on Arizona State? Arizona State, right? How we looking there? Okay, cool. So November 7th, they took one of our most explosive wide receivers, Omarion Miller. And shout out to Omarion Miller too, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Omarion Miller stayed down. And I'm not even gonna say Coach Prime didn't tell him to go get that bag because he came in as a freshman. He went for 199 against USC with Caleb Williams. I'm gonna give Omarion Miller 200 in 2023. He stayed solid. Second year, they brought in Will Shepherd, who really played his position. So he had to take a step back, had his moments. Every time Omarion Miller steps on the field, bro, he's a bucket. Facts. He be hooping. He's not the fastest guy. He's not the strongest guy. ASU lost a lot of talent last year. They did. And the quarterback, which made me question why the hell, what's his name? Leave it. Like, why did Omarion Miller go there and Leave it ain't even there? That's crazy work. He could have stayed with us, but if we weren't willing to pay him that money, he had to go get that bag. I ain't mad at him. That's right, Zulu. 11th out of 16, and they gave us 11 Power 4 games and 3 out of 4 on the road. Facts. Cam Duncan, what's the word, brother? Preseason rankings don't mean nothing anymore. Talk it. I'm with that. For sure. I heard got about 500,000. Not sure if that's true. Yeah, I did my video. I did the video on what the average wide receiver, like the top wide receivers that were in the portal, were getting, and I think it was like $400K to $1 million. I think it was like $400K to $1 million was what. That's what I want to say. That's what we gave more Junior. I ain't gonna count his pockets, but it was about $400K on 3 and high Fayette transfer portal. They came out with what the average wide receiver in the transfer portal in 2026 was receiving. But I know Omarion Miller was looking for that big payday because he wasn't really one of the high. I mean, he probably was this year, but he wasn't one of the highest paid. So yeah, let's take a look at what wide receivers were getting paid in the offseason. This is my video, so I'm gonna do a live reaction to my own video right here.
The new price of power in college football. We're not talking about draft stock. We're talking straight up NIL market value. A premium wide receiver in the 2026 transfer portal costs between $400,000 to $1 million. Right now, the most expensive.
And that's crazy, bro. These are the receivers I wanted to get. Of course, I was trying to bag, the Michigan State receiver, Terrell Anderson from North Carolina State. I was definitely trying to grab, bruh. But I had DeAndre Moore Jr. on the list, but I was trying to pair DeAndre Moore Jr. with Omarion Miller so we can go out there and have belt because they're two different type of players. DeAndre Moore Jr. is not the type of big-time goal line head-top wide receiver like Omarion Miller is. He's more of a possession, get open, slot receiver. He can play outside, but I was saying, bruh, let's pay both of them. Let's pay both of them for sure. Right on, box game, right on. ASU lost their best running back. Hey, he went crazy on us. And he from Stockton. He from California. He went to Oklahoma or Texas, right? He went stupid on us last season. He went crazy. And the quarterback is so much better than last year's team. The upgrades on this team this year are so much better than last year's team. Oh, absolutely, bro. This team would put the leather belt on 2025's team, bro. We dropped the ball on that. And we paid, and I feel like the payroll is underneath what we paid last season. Ain't that crazy? Because Lovo, our new athletic director, that's his specialty, bro. He came in to manage this payroll because they said, hey, hold on. What? Think about that, bro. Coach Prime is probably embarrassed as hell. They had to bring in a new AD. Rick George stepped away because they said, hey, we need somebody to come in here and crunch these numbers because they out here giving away money 3-9, 1-8. That, bro, all this boils down to money, bro. Let's talk real right now. Let's keep it real. Like, Lovo's here to manage the NIL budget, the collective budget, who we paying, how we paying, and what we paying, and is it worth it? Because in 2025, we acted like we just had, bro, it just so much stuff that's not privy to our public information. The numbers in Colorado didn't add up. The TV revenue went down. We got taken off those primetime slots. We got moved to We got moved to Tubi, bruh. We went from Netflix and Prime Video to Tubi slots. We need to care about people at CU. Our wide receiver coach only put in 4 wide receivers in the draft. That's because of Shedeur. If Shedeur was there, all these wide receivers would have put up numbers. Yeah, and they tried to run the offense like Shedeur was there. We did not have Shedeur. We had Caden Salter and we had Ryan Staub. Caden Salter, bro. I know I sound like a broken record, but if we just would have ran a Georgia Tech offense, Haynes King, a BYU offense, a Houston offense, for Salter, we would have won more games. The receivers wouldn't have got the numbers, but they didn't get the numbers they was going to get anyways. There was no Shedeur. Pat Shurmur didn't know what to run with Salter, and I don't think that was his quarterback. That wasn't his guy. That's why they switched to Staub more, because Staub knew Shurmur's offense. But Staub ain't even like that. Let's keep it real. Like, Staub ain't even really like that. He cool, but when he got in there against some really good opponents, they exposed Staub for sure. He's a gunslinger, bro. Staub was a gunslinger last season. So Coach Prime he really addressed this, which is the most important part, was that the ring around the rosy, the quarterback carousel, all that. Nah, that wasn't it. To be honest, I'm glad O is gone. I'd rather wide receiver that put in that grind and want to get better. Hey, Robbie J, there will be no Omarion Miller slander on this channel, bro. Oh, go crazy. I'm playing with you, bro. But nah, I think Omarion Miller is the definition of staying down to come up, though. I'm going to keep it real with you. And I think Coach Prime is that type of coach to say, man, go get your bag, dog. If we ain't going to pay you, hey, or he kept it real, say, hey, Lovo, our athletic director, this is what we got to pay. This is what we got. You ain't going to get that here. Go find it somewhere else. And Omarion Miller, he stayed down to come up, even with somebody coming in at his position every year. Facts. I don't think Salter is physical enough to run that offense. Well, he should have did something. Bruh, you seen him last year, bro. Once defensive coordinator started blitzing Caden Salter, bro, it was over. It was over with. We had no reads. We had no blitz audibles. We had no quick game. Everything was the same routes, 12 to 15 crossing routes, mesh routes, long developing routes with not fast, quick receivers. You didn't think about it. We didn't have Jimmy Horn Jr. We didn't have LaJonte. We had Joseph Williams and we had Draylon Miller in the slot. No disrespect to them, but they ain't LaJonte and Jimmy who can get open like that. 4-4-7 guys. This year, we got Scudero, Perry, the emergence of Gibson. If he develops like we think he's going to develop, for sure. Say no more. Prime mess up for getting Salter. If you gave Juju the bag, you start him. Yeah. We paid him to redshirt him, and I feel like Salter could have went somewhere else and had a better career. I feel bad for Salter, bro, but I don't. I do and I don't. He chose to be here, and he had to understand what it's like to be the Colorado quarterback. But that wasn't. I'm not. This allegedly, because I don't speak for Coach Prime. Salter wasn't his pick. If you look at it, bro, Coach Prime, it was never that relationship like that, and it was his first year. Being there without his son at quarterback, without somebody he's molded and raised for big pressure moments. He just didn't. It was tough being a quarterback for Colorado in 2025, bro. They should have went out there and spent the bag on a quarterback who is ready to deal with that pressure, because it's a lot of pressure that comes with that. Great point though, bro. No slander, just facts. I respect it, Robbie J. You know we respect it on here. We're gonna keep it real. We're going to agree. We're going to agree to disagree. That's my channel. We ain't all got to agree on everything, bro, because everybody sees things differently. I don't expect everybody to agree with me, and I ain't going to just tell you what you want to hear, bro. I'm going to tell you what's the real. I ain't going to sugarcoat it, bro. It's the facts. Juju could have went to Georgia, Indiana, USC, 5-star. Facts. Juju has a high profile on him. He has one of the highest profiles. Now that Seaton's gone, Julian Lewis has the highest ceiling on our program. Him and probably what? Boo Carter? Yeah, got the highest expectations. One of these guys who's been 5 stars for a long time, right? His dad and them know that. His family know that too. That's why he's only a freshman this season. So, Salter ran scared. Yeah, there was times Salter should have run. He threw it, should have threw it, he ran. Yeah. Right on Robbie J. Yep, long route with no time to throw the ball, and yet not even off play action. Hey, we've all seen Tom Brady. What does he do? They running the ball first, second, and down. They get yardage. Then he does that turn, play action. Tom Brady does it. He stands up in the pocket, That's when you got a run game that's running. You can't run them long routes, them long ass routes without a run game. Man, the defense ain't going for that. We know you ain't running the ball, so we dropping 8 because we can get to your running back before. You feel me? So, yeah, bro. Salter, a Mountain West or American Conference. He went crazy in FCS. He took a risk coming to Colorado, and we never seen Shador handing the keys to Salter. We seen Shador handing the keys to Juju, right or wrong. We never seen Salter get the keys up like that. Is he really him though? Who we talking about? Marcus Robbins is who really him though? Who we talking about? Let me know something. Gibson been grinding, but next year he gonna look 30 years old. Yeah, that line is crazy work.
Their name in the game is Colorado's Omarion Miller. He's wide receiver 1, and the bidding war has officially begun, but he's not the only one demanding top dollar. In this video, we're breaking down the top 5 wide receivers in the transfer portal right now, heading into 2026. Which schools can afford the bag?
Hey, so look, this is what I was hoping we did. Let me see if this comes through right here. All right, bet, yeah. So I was hoping we kept O, right? And we landed Nick Marsh, Terrell Anderson, Benjamin. DeAndre Moore Jr. was top 5. I really liked Chase Hendricks. And I was really trying to grab Terrell Anderson. Nick Marsh even started following Colorado. I just don't think we could afford him. I think Nick Marsh from Michigan State really wanted to come rock with us in Boulder, bro. I really think that. I really think Nick Marsh is trying to get here. But DeAndre Moore, what's the connection? Does anybody, I'm going to ask y'all a question real quick. Does anybody understand the DeAndre Moore connection to Colorado? Let me know. If you know, you know. Do you know the DeAndre Moore Jr. connection with Colorado? I'm glad Juju got a chance to sit and watch. Now he has a better understanding of what is expected. Absolutely, Zulu. He didn't turn the ball over last season. He's not your average quarterback. Just turning 18 years old, he's not your average quarterback. He actually is way more mature. Didn't turn the ball over. Didn't look rattled. He came in against Arizona, threw a touchdown to Omarion Miller. There you go, Robbie. Yeah, all right, Robbie. Robbie on game. Yeah, for sure. Brendan Marion coached at Texas, bro. Wide receivers coach. So that's that pipeline. Pause between Texas and Brendan Marion is getting his guys as well. The DeAndre Moore connection in Boulder was because of Marion, who recruited him while he was at Texas. Cam Duncan on point as well. That's why I love the chat, bruh. This is why the chat's the most lit on YouTube because, bruh, facts. Y'all know what's up. Yeah, bruh. Brendan Marion, Texas, Pittsburgh, worked with some great wide receivers. Go back and watch his coaching video at Texas. He had the wide receiver crew turned up. And we already know what type of wide receivers Texas have put off in the NFL. Xavier Worthy, bro, who went to Green Bay last season, who was a rookie. So we're getting a good wide receiver crew. But yeah, Brendan Marion is that connection. This, y'all can feel it, bro. Y'all see it. What feel it? Y'all see it. Brendan Marion is getting his guys, and Coach Prime is slowly stepping back, handing this over to Brendan Marion because Coach Prime, he ain't going out like this neither, though. Whether Colorado bounces back and is able to get back to where they were in like 2024 or whatever, he still ain't finna let this be his end-all, be-all. You know what I'm saying? Like, same with Jacob Swain, the new wide receiver. Who picked up, had deep connection with him. Bro, Jacob Swain could start, bro. No, I'm not going to say he can start, but his route running, that's why I'm going to salute Texas, bro. Texas know how to coach some wide receivers, bro. We watch Jacob Swain's huddle on here. He can run routes, not only post, not only go routes, not only post. He know how to come back to the ball on a curl. He knows how to come back to the ball on the out, make it to any 6'1", 190. I'm looking at this freshman crew, right? And I understand the guy who decommitted now. I'm like, oh yeah, Jacob Swain gonna be one of them ones, bro. Great point, Cam Duncan, for sure. Is really the beast out of the top 25? Yeah. He ain't better than Terrell Anderson or Nick Marsh. That's a fact. Nick Marsh, one of them. Terrell Anderson, really one of them. So nah, I don't agree, but had probably one of the top production out of these guys for sure. Why Scooter Road Nautilus is a shame? Yeah, like On3 and Transfer Portal has Scooter Road like top 20, top 30 wide receiver, probably because he's coming over from a lower level FCS production, but Scooterrow going to be one of the ones for us as well. From the interviews today, Coach Prime ain't going anywhere soon. Yeah, nah, not at all. That's a fact. He's comfortable out there, and now that he has an offensive coordinator like Brennan Marion, who he understands eats, sleeps, and lives football, you gotta. I'm looking at it like this. Coach Prime not only went after transfer portal players who are hungry, he went after coaches and last year's staff got comfortable, bro. They got big headed. They got caught up in the hype. Let's keep it real. That's exactly what happened, bro. Our coaching staff started getting big headed, started thinking it was all that. When you ain't really like that, you ain't really like that. So Coach Prime had to go out and reset it. Too many people got comfortable. Too many people started living off of 2024, acting like it was just going to be that easy in 2025. So he hit the portal. He hit the portal as hard on coaches and coordinators and everybody just as hard as he did on players for sure. Not to me, he had a good numbers because they forced him those stats. He was the bright spot on offense, facts. But we'll see when he has to run extra routes instead of just go routes. Yeah, Marion Miller's just like a baller to me. He's one of them guys you just put on the field, he makes it happen. No matter what time he ain't the best route runner, he ain't the best anything. He's just a playmaker. I agree though. Cam Duncan, the NFL is keeping Coach Prime at CU. Their BS on Shador is why Prime never. Yeah, bro. Hey, they did Shador dirty, bro. And he's still in Cleveland. That's the craziest part. Imagine getting that dirty and then them telling you, we're going to make it work, man. Get me out of here, bro. Happy Gilmore, when that lady jumped on the car and Happy Gilmore and told him to get him out of here, that should be Shador, bro. The owner already came out and talked bad. The coach already did him shady, bro. It ain't no reconciliation. And bro, it's cold, bro. Look at every game Shador played, bro. It was snowing or the worst weather condition. Only good game he had weather-wise was in Vegas, bro. I would not want nothing to do with the AFC North and the Cleveland Browns. Get me out of there. Keep Dylan Gabriel. You can, hey, this your guy? Take him. Facts. I don't think Coach Prime really wants to coach NFL anyway. Unless it's the Dallas Cowboys, Coach Prime has to be with an owner who rocks with him. It would have to be the Cowboys. It would have to be Jerry Jones because of their relationship, for sure. Brother Warren, what's good, bro? Salute, bro. Appreciate you being on here, for sure, Brody. What's good with you, Brother Warren? How you doing, bro? How you doing tonight? I mean, it may have happened at some point with Shador, but now with how the NFL treated his kid in the draft and how the Browns treated him, he doesn't want that. Nah, for sure. Not at all. It's going to be the Cowboys, if anything, because of who Prime and Jerry Jones' relationship, and then Shador goes back to Dallas, bro. It will be money on the flow. Dallas Cowboys jersey would be sold out, and Coach Prime would be at the crib, at the ranch with Carucci. What? Facts. That's a fact. All right, I ain't seen this video in a minute. I'm gonna take
and which
a look at it.
playmaker is worth $1 million check? Well, for that, we got to get straight into the film. Let's talk about it. Say no more. Welcome to the NIL bidding block. The price is set, and every one of these guys is worth a king's ransom. First up is the man who broke the portal, Marion Miller from Colorado. This is why he's the wide receiver one. The stats don't lie. He averaged an incredible 19.8 yards per reception last year. That's elite downfield vertical speed and the kind of guy who you can take the top off a defense and turn a zero play into a...
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know what. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, drunk when I made that video. Amarion Miller does not have top vertical speed, bro. When I listen back to myself, Amarion Miller got top vertical speed. He got good catch radius and 50-50 balls, but now I'm listening to myself. No way he had top vertical speed. That's cap. Colorado needed direction. Brennan Marion brought identity. Go offense. Colorado just saying for sure. And salute to Coach Prime for actually doing that and, not letting the ego get in the way. Because think about it, bro. Coach Prime hears everybody right now. He hears everybody saluting Brennan Marion, respecting Brennan Marion, but Brennan Marion's the type to go back behind the scenes and, hey, Prime, bro, I appreciate this relationship. I appreciate this opportunity. And Coach Prime, he made it known that he approved everybody, and he went out there and got Brennan Marion too. Somebody who's hungry, somebody. We've been talking about running the ball for 4 years now, bro. And when we had Shador, of course, that would have been his specialty, but Shador don't. He needed a running game, but he could make do. This year with a freshman quarterback like Julian Lewis and defensive coordinators who are going to dial up blitzes and packages that Julian Lewis has never seen, Brendan Marion has to make it easy for him. And we got to have some selfless wide receivers, some selfless running backs who understand the go-go offense. Everybody eats, bro. Everybody eats. We might have 4 different wide receivers go for 500. We might have 4 different running backs go for 500, but we're winning. So I don't care. If you like that, the NFL going to find you anyways. Think George Pickens. He didn't have the best numbers in college, but they still found him. So we need players who understand Scooter roll. You coming over, you trying to get your draft spot up. Cool. If we win, it's going to happen. Jimmy Horn Jr. got drafted in the 6th round, and he was hurt his whole senior year. He had maybe 400 some yards. But if you come here and you do your thing and we're winning and the scouts are there, this year we're not having nobody drafted because of what we put up, what we produce. But if we do a good job and we win this season, everybody who came here with a draft grade, a draft profile, you guys will get there. But it has to be team first. You got to win in order to get, they ain't coming to, I mean, they do find losing programs, but you got to be going crazy.
A highlight touchdown. He don't get me started on his 50-50 balls. Pause. If Amarion Miller is 50-50 in the air with a defensive back, it's coming down with Amarion Miller. You can believe that. He is a certified, proven field stretcher, and that translates directly to dollars. His bag is the biggest, and his highlight reel proves why. Next, let's talk about Nick Marsh from Michigan State.
And Nick Marsh followed Colorado Buffalo, bro. I really thought, I just think what he did, he went over there with Indiana. I felt like Kurt Signetti was like, all right, we're going to pay a little bit of money for somebody because they're losing a lot of their wide receivers to the NFL draft as well. This thumbnail was going, though. I ain't going to hold you, bro. I knew we was going to get one of these guys. I was just thinking about if Colorado was going to pay that $400,000 to $1 million to get a real wide receiver because it's different. You got to pay for him, bro. That's what it is. Like, they want they check, and why not go get your money, bro? Why not go get it? It's like the NFL free agent. When somebody sets the standard, when somebody sets what the market is going to be, then why not go get you? If you got a program that's going to give you $1 million to 1.5, I think Brett from Ohio State is getting the most. I think he's at what, 4 million, 3.5. The sophomore from Ohio State, so he's making the most money at wide receiver. But if you can go get it, go get it. I think if the OCDC make the proper situational play call, CU is going to shock the Big 12. I do too. I agree with you there. I agree. I just think they're trying to make it as difficult as possible with our schedule and us facing 11 Power 4 schools, bro. Come on, bro. Or maybe it was our strength of schedule in the past. This is our time to pay up. Like, we got an easy strength of schedule the last couple of years, and now it's time for us to have to really go out there and prove it.
Don't look at his base stats. Look at his contested catch rate. He wins those 50-50 balls, pause, at an exceptional clip. He's the physical mismatch, the true X wide receiver. If you need a chain mover.
All right, that's cool. Hey, you guys seen Cam Newton, the running back that we got? The new running back that we got, Cam Newton. Let me go over here real quick. Look at these videos. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. This is one of my favorite videos, bro. He was catting on this.
Spark some arguments and some debates, but it is what it is. Today, I have to settle the debate. I'm ranking my top 5.
Hey, give me y'all real quick while we here, bro. Who y'all top 5 wide receivers of the Coach Prime era, bro? Any order. Give me your top 5 Coach Prime wide receivers of the era. Any
wide receivers of the Coach Prime, Deion Sanders era in Boulder, Colorado. This ain't about stats. This is about the guys who helped change the culture, who recruited with their play, and who put Colorado football back on the map. Yeah, we remember when we came over in 2023. The wide receiver pipeline is real. Pause. That was crazy. But 4 of these guys are already in the NFL, and there's another one on the way.
This is what I said earlier, right, bro? I basically talked about the wide receiver has been the group that we could count on. Y'all can agree, right? It hasn't been the running back group. It damn sure wasn't the defense. The defense was only good for us 1 year, and that's 2024. But the wide receiver group and the quarterback has been the group that's kept Colorado in games, who's won games, and where we've really struck in the portal as far as like talent evaluation. Think about that first year. It was Xavier Weaver, Travis Hunter before bro from Colorado State took him out because he was on some sucker. He was acting like a sucker that game. Jimmy Horn Jr., Omarion Miller. That was our base for 2023. 2024, Will Shepard, LeJounte, Jimmy Horn. Like our wide receivers it's always been wide receiver university at Colorado, bro. They've been like the standard. You can mix in some defensive players like Cameron Silman Craig, Nakai Hill Green. I mean, of course, Travis Hunter at corner. But for the most part, the wide receivers have been the face of the Coach Prime era, bro. I mean, we got Shiloh on defense too, but he didn't really get the love he was supposed to get. But the wide receiver group has really been the group, bro, that's really like held it down every year in Colorado, like except for last year. Last year wasn't it. I ain't even gonna hold you. Last year was tough. No cap, bro. Oh yeah. Hey, has everybody in here seen Jacob Swain's film, his huddle? Everybody in here seen Jacob Swain's huddle? He was, bruh. If you ain't seen Jacob Swain's huddle, and oh yeah, Javon Antonio for sure. Javon Antonio, but I feel like Javon Antonio should have got on the field. He especially that first year against Arizona State, he came up clutch. Omarion Miller, especially when Travis went down, we didn't have Travis against Oregon, USC. Like our toughest slate 2023, we didn't even have Travis, bro. For sure, that was tough. I ain't gonna hold you. Anybody got any questions about the 2026 season or anything you want to talk about when it comes to? Oh, I didn't even get back to this. My bad, bro. I started loving it. My fault, y'all. I always start bumping gums, bro, and I forget where I was at. All right, so yeah, if you have any questions though or anything you want to tap in with, let me know. I'm gonna get back to this. I didn't even finish it. So Arizona State is our second toughest opponent, and then to end it is Texas Tech, I believe. Texas Tech. Let me see here real quick. Let me see if anybody dropped while we were. Hold on. Let me see what he's talking about here. Well, we know that. Let me see. Word. All right, Cam Duncan. I have to see ASU play a few games before I can say ASU is going to be tough. They lost a lot of talent. I agree there. So going back through here, right? What can y'all say? All right, is Utah is all right? Let's keep it real. Is Arizona State a dub in your book right now? Is Arizona State a dub? Is Utah a dub realistically at home? Is Georgia Tech a dub on the road? Is Houston a dub at home? Right? These are all valid questions. Don't feel bad about asking them at all. Cut dog, cut dog 223. What's the word, brother? What's good? Let me see any of these teams for sure. Definitely for sure. That's what I like to hear, bro. Appreciate you being in here. Hey, did Preston Ashley's video drop yesterday? Let me see. He was supposed to be doing this podcast today. I want to see if Preston actually ever came out today. Let me see. Pause. Videos here. See real quick. Nah, don't look like Preston Ashley dropped today. Laura Escobar can still get it though. I ain't gonna hold you. She go crazy. Let me see. All right, Cam. A lot of teams saw huge changes this offseason. CU has to play. That's a fact. Houston is going to be a sleeper. I agree. Too much drama. What's the word? Too much drama, bro. How you doing today, bro? What's up, bro? What you been up to today, fam? Hey, if everybody was in here yesterday when Darius popped into the live, I ain't gonna hold you. That was going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Not because I was fanned out or nothing, but it was just because like seeing opportunities like that to really be able to have people recognize your hard work and everything, bro, is like you always love to see that for sure. Let me see. Houston is going to be a sleeper for sure. Utah lost their head coach. KSU lost their head coach. Facts. ASU lost everyone. Cincy lost their quarterback. Texas Tech lost everyone. Yeah, we're not the only one who had a mass exodus. I know when it's Colorado, it gets put up there like we're the ones who just lost everybody. But this was a college football thing, not just us thing. Texas Tech is losing one game at best. They are a juggernaut for sure. They got that good oil money up there in Texas for sure. You ain't lying right there, brother. You ain't lying. Oh. Let me see here. Juggernaut. Nah, they ain't a juggernaut. They proved that in the playoffs. All right, Cam Duncan. Man, I'm not making any assumptions on who's going to win until I see you start practicing in pads. Y'all all been there, bro. We've all been at practice before when there's always that person talking, they this, they that, until you put them pads on, boy. For sure. I agree 1,000%. Bro, where is that? I'm going to just do this because my bad. I'm trying to send this file over real quick. I'm just going to send it over on my own. Got time. Boom. All right, too much. Let me see, brother. They were a quarterback away from winning that game, and now they have their quarterback. Oh, Texas Tech. Yeah, so my personal opinion is we need to be 3-2 or 4-1. No, yeah, we need to be 4-0 or 3-1 before we face before we go over there and face Texas Tech at home. Because we cannot get embarrassed at home by Texas Tech. That's a fact. Ain't no way. And if you guys is first time here today, though, I spent a lot of time on this, so I have no problem going back to this and talking to you guys about this. Let me see how this is coming through. So, yeah, if it's your first time here, if you guys have been here already, you don't have to bear with me. We could just keep chopping it up. But I want to basically tell everybody about the go-go offense if it's your first time being here, right? I know you guys probably seen this before, but there are people who have this their first time seeing the video. This their first time being here. So here at Say No More, we do live reactions, but we also go very deep into football. I'm talking about formations, breakdowns. This is what I do, bro. Like, I love football. I love the go. So here, look. So look, the go-go offense is a 2 running back spread offense. Hold on, that's too good. So the go-go is a 2 running back spread offense that uses formations, motion, and deception to force defenses to declare coverage and box numbers. It attacks horizontally, screens, motion, perimeter runs, and vertically shots off play action while keeps reads simple for the quarterback, right? Y'all ever seen what am I trying to say? Any Given Sunday when Jim Brown was like, we made it simple, real simple. That's the go-go offense, bro. Tech got the psycho white boy linebacker from K-State too. Tech got a lot of players returning. Tech got a lot of players returning on defense, and they got a crazy defensive coordinator who likes to bring the blitz. Texas Tech's also lost one of their recruiters for sure. We gotta take Texas Tech by surprise. So the core ideas of the go-go offense is 2 running backs on the field. The defense must pick a problem. Stop the run or cover space. Tempo plus motion. Make defenders communicate. Mistakes happen when you're making them think. You got to make them think. The go-go offense is going to make everybody think, right? Run looks, create play action, explosive post, will, deep over. Ernest Campbell, Cam Perry, Scooter, time to eat. So it's like NFL. You count the defenders in the box, find the overhang, the guy between running pass, make a decision, right? If they load the box, you throw quick, bubble screen, stick, slant routes, hitch, quick out, simple. Brandon Marion going to eat off of that. If they play soft, you run it and you stay on schedule. We should run the ball for almost 200 yards a game, and I don't mind that. I don't care, and I need wide receivers this year who don't care about their numbers. They care about winning. We got to, in the Big 12, we got to be able to run the ball and control the clock in 2026, bro. We're not going to be able to beat Big 12 opponents without running the ball, bro. We cannot come out there and do what we did last year, throw the ball, not take no time off the clock, and give it. These offenses are good, right? So if you're here for the first time too, I did my way too early Colorado football projected depth chart because that's just what I do, bro. That's how much I love Colorado. We got Julian Lewis and Isaac Wilson. Of course, we got our third stringer. Of course, he's going to have an opportunity, but this is who I realistically see getting on the field. Let me see. Running backs, right? My bad. Let me see here. Running backs. Michael Welch, Damian Henderson, DeKalon Trackhawk Taylor, Jaquill Smith, Richard Young. Now, I don't think this is in any order. For me, this is the depth chart. This is not in any order for me. You guys can have we all have our different opinions. Hey, just win, baby. That's a fact. We all have our different opinions on who we feel is going to start, right? Oh, that's way better. That looks way better for sure. But this is what we got. We can add in Cam Newton, and we can add in the other running back that we added as well through high school. So if this is your first time here, we like to do live reactions. We break down offenses. We do way, way, way too early projected depth charts. I ain't gonna hold you. This is who I got starting. So we can debate. I'm here for it right now. And I got love for these two right here. But I think Danny Scudero, I don't care if he's faster. I don't care if somebody's more explosive. He knows how to get open versus zone and man coverage. Of course, DeAndre Moore Jr. is the most seasoned wide receiver you have coming over. You can add in Swain, and you can add in Mathis, of course, Quanell, of course. But right now, this is who I got. This is who I'm rolling with. How y'all feel about that? Right on, Robbie. Yeah, I think based off of Brendan Marion, who he trusts to go out there blocking, getting open on third down, I don't think it matters that wide receiver. They're going to rotate quite a bit. Facts. Absolutely. That's a great point. I agree there too. It's going to be a rotation at quarterback, at wide receiver. Now here, tight ends. I didn't put anybody. Zach Atkins to me is going to be the tight end, but right here is probably the most important group because this is where the wins or losses come right here. The offensive line, right? You can switch left tackle, right tackle, left tackle, right tackle. They just need to be used correctly for sure. Not mad at that for sure. Cut dog, appreciate it. Offensive line, we lost Jordan Season. Hey, you don't ever want to lose Jordan Seaton, bro. I mean, he has an NFL grade for a reason. He might not be all there on run blocking, but pass blocking, good grade. Does he have ways to improve? Yeah, but we lost him, right? So we got Bo Hughley, Leon Bell. Our average height for offensive linemen is 6'5" to 6'8", bro. So I'm also thinking about Julian Lewis is going to be doing a lot of rolling out, right? Oh, if you're in here as well, if you can hit the thumbs up button, bro, and hype this video when you're done, I really appreciate it. If not, say no more. It's all good. Jose Soto comes over at right guard from Sacramento State. Really understands the concept of the go-go offense. We played Demetrius Pancake Hunter last season. He was putting belt on Colorado. You just got to go back and watch the film. He was going stupid on us last season. Javon McFadden has a lot of hype coming over Ohio State. Javon Richardson looks great on film. So that's what we have there. So yeah, so here at Say No More, bro, we're going to do live reaction videos. All that is cool. You know, it's always a bonus when we can, you know, live react to Reach the People Media, Well-Off Media, but we're going to talk football too, bro. We're going to get into formations. You're going to really understand what Colorado is doing in 2026 at this channel, right? So base go-go formation is 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers. That's the base go-go offense, but you can always tweak it. Brendan Marion is going to tweak the offense depending on who the opponent is and who we can exploit on defense. Where's the mismatch? You feel me? That's what a great offensive coordinator does. A great offensive coordinator does. Right now, we're looking at Can I zoom in? Oh, I can zoom in for sure. All right, cool. How does this look? Let me see here. Vibes. What's the word, bruh? What's good? We going back down memory lane, bro. Got a lot of new viewership, so I'm trying to get them caught up on what we do here at the channel. We do a lot of live reaction videos, but we talk football, bro. We talk football. Think Buff. I don't even want to say T-Cal because there's mixed feelings about T-Cal around the world, but I love football like that, bro. I love breaking down formations. I like talking depth charts, all that. So Juju Lewis, Welch, Trackhawk, Henderson, motion or power, depending what you want for your RB2. DeAndre Moore Jr., Joseph Williams, Scooter Rowe, Wyatt Works, forces, box decisions, give Juju quick chain movers, right? You was getting it in. Hey, you went in the gym like Coach Phillips was earlier, was you? Well, Coach Phillips was hitting the dips. I hope you was in there getting it in. Vibes for sure. Coach Phillips was in there catting earlier. I ain't even gonna hold you. Oh, nothing. I was just talking about like the concepts of what I talk about on my channel, like breakdowns, formations, depth charts. Like we're gonna talk football. We're gonna talk like hype, the newest stories and ever. But we're definitely gonna get into football here. Oh yeah, let me move the screen down. My bad, bro. I want to keep this here. Yeah, this is my this is what I want to see. This is what I wouldn't mind seeing on the field right now. And I want to thank everybody for being in here today. Enjoy everybody. So just give me a second, guys. I'm trying to find the formation here. That was crazy. All right, yeah, that's where we are. My bad. That's not where we are. Oh no, yeah, that's where we are. My bad. How does that look? All right, so boom. Brendan Marion is gonna switch it up, right? This is 5 wide. Let's say we get into 2-minute drill. We got DeAndre Moore Jr. or Joseph Williams on there. We got Danny Scooterrow, Cam Perry, Ernest Campbell, and I'm gonna throw Quentin Gibson in on the field. Juju, we empty our running back. We don't need no running back on the field. We going 5 wide. Let's get it. Your defense versus our wide receivers, bro. Use third and medium tempo drives, 2-minute offense, go isolate mismatches and win the quick reads, right? Let me see here. Oh yeah, if you guys are here for the first time, I gotta zoom out a little bit here so you can actually see. All right, how does that look? All right, boom. So basic go offense playbook visuals. If you're here for the first time, we like to break down the offense. Hey, these 3 wide receivers should be on the line of scrimmage. Like, it's really simple. My bad. They should have been on the line of scrimmage. My fault. So inside zone, right? Running back 1 takes the handoff, hits the first open lane. O-line works double teams. Left tackle, right guard. Left tackle, left guard works double teams up to the linebackers, right? Quarterback reads the edge, keeps it. If it crashes, that's why Julian Lewis needs to be able to get outside, right? Pretty simple there. Pretty simple, right? So we're going to run duo this season, right? So it's a power without a pull. So we're not going to lead the left or right guard to pull, and we're going to be able to run duo, right? Crazy thing is package 2 could have like 100 plays it can run. With Brendan Marion, bro, it's like putting a mad scientist in a lab, bro. He about to be able to cook. These are his formations. These are literal formations that I had to see and try to draw it up like I was John Madden. I ain't gonna hold you. Appreciate everybody being in here tonight, bro. If you can hit the thumbs up as well. Appreciate you guys joining the channel. This is what we do on a weekly or daily basis. Of course, we'll live react to Reach the People Media or Well Off Pregame Network. If we got some, we're gonna do that. But we're gonna talk football here as well. You gonna leave here knowing something, bro. So this is duo. You're running power without a pull. Both guards drive vertical. The running back presses the A or B gap. The run A or B gap is right off the center's hip. Left hip, right hook. That's the A or B gap, right? Wide receivers got a stock block. No block, no rock. This could be the difference between a 30 to 40 yard gain, right? or a 5-yard gain because you didn't want to hold your block on the outside. That's crazy work, right? So this is the counter. Guard or tackle is going to pull. Backside guard and tackle pull the lead. Right tackle is going to pull that way. Left tackle is going to pull that way. We understood. Running back takes the counter step. This running back's going to counter step here, go this way. This running back's going to counter step here, go that way. It's a lot of misdirection in a go-go offense, bro. Like literally, the go-go offense, you keep them off guard, right? Going to go into some of the passing routes right here. Split zone, tight end, wide receiver slice. Backside blocker slices across to kick the end. Right here, running back hits the zone path, easy run versus the fast edges, right? Let's get to some throwing the ball. This is going to be very important for Juju, though. If you follow Brendan Marion's offense last season, bro, like their quarterback ran for almost 400 yards. But when you have a mobile quarterback in the go-go offense, bro, it allows us to be even more dynamic, right? So the quarterback is going to attack the edge. We already know if that defensive end crashes, we pitch it out to the running back. If he comes in too hard, we can keep it. But the beauty of it is Coach Brendan Marion likes to attack the short side boundary of the field. So we can also throw the ball off of this formation as well. You feel me? We all know jet sweep. Think of these guys here. Think Cam Perry getting a jet sweep. Think Quentin Gibson getting a jet sweep. Real simple. We've been running the ball down their motherfucking throat. Pause. And then we bring a jet sweep. We let some of our speedy guys get on the outside and go do their dance, right? That's pretty simple right there on a jet sweep. We all know that. Let me get into this my look right here. Empty. Not quarterback draw, but empty. I want 5 wide on the field. Stop as if you can, right? Straight up. 5 wide on the field. Let Juju go to work, bruh. Inside run plus bubble, duo plus the slant. This is RPO. Everybody here familiar with RPO? Everybody know what a run pass option means? If you're not familiar with RPO, let me know in the chat right now so we can break it down. Quarterback reads a linebacker movement, right? He's having the ball. He's looking at the linebacker about to hand it off to. If the linebacker steps up, he throws a slant behind him. If the linebacker hangs, you pound the duo. Pause. That was crazy. But everybody understand what an RPO is? If you're not, just let me know in the chat, and somebody in here will let you know for sure. We all know what the trap is. Quick hitter, left D tackle upfield, then trap him with the pulling guard. Running back hits fast, no dancing. Great for penetrating fronts. We all know outside zone stretch, right? Outside zone stretch. We all know what a pin and pull is. Everybody in here know what a pin and pull is. If you don't, that's what a pin and pull is. Inside lineman's going to pin. The others pull outside. Running back aims for the edge and expose the field. This is where we can use Michael Welch. This is where we can use Richard Young. We can pin towards the outside. Running back blocking is huge, right? Let me see here. This is what, goal line for me, bro, is really important last season. Goal line is really important for me this season because we got to bring in, we got to bring in the big boys, the ones who take 6 plates from the cafeteria. We need them guys who take 7, 8 plate homes for the goal line. You feel me? Like, we got to have a real solid, we need Newton to motion to the flat, pretend it's a screen and run to a fade. Yeah, I like Newton. I like Newton coming out of high school, bro. He put up crazy back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons. I think he's one of the running backs. He's going to have to get faster. We all seen his breakaway speed. We all seen, if our defensive end just ran a 4.4, Ezekiel, whatever his name is, then we're going to need our running backs to really get faster. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to Newton, only being a freshman right out of high school. I'm expecting big things from him. I'm looking forward to how wide open CU's offense will be under Marion. It should be pretty exciting every game day. It should grab your popcorn Saturdays. We'll see for sure. Right on. I'm just going to speed through this real quick, and then we'll get out of here. I know y'all got stuff to do on this Super Bowl weekend. Quick passing game, slant, flat, man beater mesh. So Colorado ran a lot of mesh last season. The difference is they didn't have the receivers to run a real mesh. Brendan Marion knows when you run mesh, you need Scutero, Perry, Gibson. You need mesh means fast, quick. We want to force those linebackers. We're gonna run pick routes. Everybody know what a pick route is. Everybody run this on the blacktop, bro. Everybody run this in Madden. We get crossing and we just find that little open gap receiver. So mesh is gonna be a man beater this season. When you got Scudero, Perry, Gibson, we should be eating good in mesh this season for sure. Difference last season is we had low striders who were running 17, 18, 19 yards down the field. By that time, the defense was already harassing Caden Salter, whoever it was, and then we had to throw it out of bounds. So I think that's the difference in the coordinator this year who's going to understand the type of personnel you need to run mesh, bro. You need quick, fast players, bro. His film doesn't look fast, but how boy getting 20-plus yards, bro, is crazy work. Facts. That's a fact. You ain't lying there, brother. All right, let me get through here. Flood, low, highs, low, side. All right, I think 4 verticals. All right, I think I'm going to end it there. I know it's Super Bowl weekend. Y'all got to keep it lit this weekend. I do too. Appreciate everybody being here. I'm going to try to get to Marshawn Lynch's Beast Modes party tomorrow and do a live stream because I'm like 20 minutes away from Oakland. So I might get out there and do, I'm going to try to get out there to the NFL, like out there where the NFL is at Frisco or Oakland and try to get, some coverage there. I appreciate everybody being in here. Look, if you can like the video, hit the thumbs up. The memberships are open. If you want to join the channel, that's open as well. If not, just appreciate you guys being here. I'm always going to say we got the littest chat in Colorado football, period, bro. Enjoy y'all weekends. Be safe. Don't do nothing crazy. We going to tap back in tomorrow, bro. Say no more. Gone.